From the Westside to Aransas Pass to Padre Island and Jim Wells County, we're covering the stories that matter to you in your neighborhood. Coming up tonight on Chris 6 News at 5, Jada Jenkins asked CCPD Police Chief Mike Markle how the suspect who injured 3 officers was able to get a hold of a gun after being handcuffed and patted down. Plus, details on a fatal pedestrian accident in Aransas Pass. Your Chris 6 News at 5 starts right now. Well, thank you for joining us. I'm Clara Benitez Cortez. Last week's shooting on the west side left many neighbors with more questions than answers. Chris 6 News obtained documents stating the suspect was patted down, handcuffed, and put into a police car before he shot at 2 officers and injured another. Well, earlier today, Westside neighborhood news reporter Jada Jenkins sat down with Corpus Christi Police Chief Mike Markle and asked how could this happen?
In this case, it wasn't so much lack of training.
En este caso no se trató tanto de falta de entrenamiento. Simplemente las circunstancias en esta ocasión llevaron a que este individuo escondiera un arma que no detectamos en el lugar de los hechos y a consecuencia de ello ocurrió una tragedia.
The chief says this incident does not warrant changes to department trainings. There's also new details on the fatal shooting that Ricardo Rojas is accused of committing on Ayers and McCardle before he shot at police officers. Police responded to a call just before 3 in the afternoon last Friday for a shooting on Ayers and McCardle. When they arrived, they found a man had been shot multiple times. He later died at the hospital. A witness told police the shots came from a man driving a white van who got out of the van and said, "You owe me," then shot 39-year-old Daniel Suarez in the face. We have some news out of Aransas Pass, where yesterday morning a fatal pedestrian accident happened on West Wheeler Avenue. According to the Aransas Pass Police Department, a 57-year-old man exited the brush line trying to cross the road. He was struck by a vehicle. The driver contacted police. Life-saving measures were attempted, but he was pronounced dead at the scene. In statewide news, the first prisoner executed in the United States happened here in Texas yesterday. Charles Victor Thompson was convicted for the shooting deaths of his ex-girlfriend and new boyfriend near Houston in 1998. After being convicted, he had at one point escaped custody and was on the run for 3 days. Thompson was given a lethal injection at the state penitentiary in Huntsville. In national news that's making an impact here in your neighborhood, National Nurses United will be holding a candlelight vigil for Alex Pretty tonight. Pretty was the individual who died in the Border Patrol shooting in Minneapolis last week. The vigil will be at 6:45 p.m. at the Corpus Christi Medical Center on South Alameda. Well, staying on the topic of Minneapolis, border czar Tom Homan has now arrived in the city. Homan held a press conference earlier today to speak on the 3 shootings that have happened in the past month in the city. Take a look.
We will conduct targeted enforcement operations. Targeted. What we've done for decades. When we hit the streets, we know exactly who we're looking for. Good idea where we may find them.
Homan continued by saying the rhetoric has led to bloodshed, and if local officials cooperate on allowing agents into jails, then a drawdown would take place. Well, the massive federal building in Minneapolis is where immigrants and U.S. citizen protesters arrested by ICE and Border Patrol end up. As Patrick Terpstra shows us, the place becomes a hive of action at night as people gathered outside the fence in hopes of helping those inside.
The resistance to the Minneapolis immigration clampdown has focused its fury here, the B.H. Whipple Federal Building that houses an ICE field office, an immigration court, and a detention center. We were there in the early days of Operation Metro Surge as protesters gathered after the shooting of Renee Good.
We have cars going into the parking lot behind me into that federal building. Pepper balls being fired again. We may need to back up here in just a second.
It was here where now embattled Greg Bavino with Customs and Border Patrol surveyed the scene, canisters of tear gas hanging from his vest. Masked officers protecting the building fired pepper balls and set off stun grenades to keep people back. Now a more fortified scene.
Are you stupid?
Smaller groups still show up night after frigid night to shout, cuss at cars driving into the parking lot, and to wave signs.
We have to use our voices. I mean, what else are you supposed to do?
A glimpse of the inside provided in a congressional field hearing by Patty O'Keefe, held at Whipple for 8 hours after ICE arrested her for trailing them.
When I was inside my cell, I heard wailing, screaming, crying, begging, and pleading from women, men, and children. Alongside that visceral anguish was the small talk, banter, and laughter from the federal agents outside our cells, clearly desensitized to the deep and audible pain right in front of their eyes.
The Trump administration has said claims of detainee mistreatment are false. Standing vigil each night, volunteers with Haven Watch. They wait outside the gate wearing orange safety vests to be there to help anyone let out. Released migrants and protesters sometimes come out with almost nothing.
So we go across, bring them to one of our warm cars over here, and then we'll drive them down to a car that if they need a further ride, we can give them a ride. We can set them up with a new burner phone.
It's very cold. I understand they don't always have coats.
No, yeah, sometimes they're usually just taken with what they're wearing at the time, and their phones are getting taken, their IDs are being taken.
Moments later, we see a detainee suddenly emerge from the entrance, released from custody, walking alone. A volunteer from Haven Watch greets her, leading her to family waiting nearby. The detainee declines to talk with us. Patrick Terpstra, Scripps News Group, Minneapolis, Minnesota.
A partial government shutdown is looming, and senators have until tomorrow to come up with an agreement. I took a look at the bills that House passed last week, which the Senate has yet to pass. They include funding for the Department of Defense, Labor, Education, Transportation, and Health and Human Services. Now, the other bill would fund the Department of Homeland Security, which includes Border Patrol, ICE, Coast Guard, and Secret Service. This is the bill that has been hotly contested and is why some senators don't want it to pass due to the ongoing tensions in Minnesota. There could be an agreement where they separate ICE and Border Patrol funding from the rest. If a partial government shutdown does happen, temporary assistance for needy families would be impacted. This program is different than SNAP. I will continue to follow this story. Well, speaking of shutdowns, the last one led to the Affordable Care Act tax subsidies being allowed to expire. Well, now some numbers have been released on how many people have signed up for the Medicare. According to the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services, more than 1 million fewer Americans have signed up for Medicare this year. A federal appeals court says that ending the temporary protected status for Haitians and Venezuelans in the United States is illegal. The ruling upheld a lower court's decision that DHS Secretary Kristi Noem exceeded her authority with these terminations. National news, the European Union's foreign policy chief, Kaja Kallas, made a statement today in Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps being added to the list of terrorist organizations. Here's what she said.
I also expect that we agree on listing the Iran Revolutionary Guard on the terrorist list. This will put them on the same footing with Al-Qaeda, Hamas, Daesh. If you act as a terrorist, you should also be treated as terrorist.
The IRGC was already listed as a terror group by the United States following the deaths of more than 3,000 protesters in Iran earlier this month. Well, speaking of Iran, President Trump has now threatened the country with a military strike if they refuse to negotiate a new nuclear deal. Trump made the post on Truth Social where he said an armada is heading towards Iran and time is running out. Well, January is Birth Defects Awareness Month, and nationally, 1 in 33 babies are born with a birth defect. In Corpus Christi, families in one neighborhood have long wondered if where they live play a role. Academy Heights sits along what's known as Refinery Row, surrounded by heavy industry.
Because there's too many people from that neighborhood all ended up with other health issues, that something's wrong.
Well, birth defects affect millions of families every year. And for people in Academy Heights, the question feels especially close to home. While studies don't yet prove cause and effect, they've fueled decades of concern. Well, now it's finally starting to warm up here in the coastal bend after last weekend's freeze. But could we see another cool down on the way? Our chief meteorologist, Stephanie Lauber, joins us from the American Meteorological Society in Houston with the details.
Hey there, I'm still in Houston here at the AMS annual meeting. That stands for American Meteorological Society. Today's the last day. In fact, we are wrapping up. Folks are doing poster presentations about different research projects that they've been participating in. And so it was another really good talk today. One of the presenters did a kind of a review of how Houston handled the 2021 freeze and winter storm there. So it was kind of a trip down memory lane, some interesting things we can learn from how we handled past weather events. But speaking of past weather events, it'd be nice to get some rain around here. We certainly had a lot more than that in 2021 than we do these days, it seems. So let's talk about the latest drought monitor update. Today is Thursday after all. So looking back at last week's drought monitor, we had a lot of red expanding across this map, which of course is not good. And a lot of this was in central Texas. But with today's drought monitor uplook, we've shaved a little bit of that away. So slow improvements there, not much change here locally. However, I've got rain chances in the forecast. I'll tell you about it coming up.
Hundreds of sea turtles being released back into the Gulf. Hey everybody, neighborhood news reporter Drew Bishop reporting from the shores of Padre Island. Bob Hall Pier is just behind me, and it was just this afternoon that 315 sea turtles were released back into the Gulf by the Texas State Aquarium. We saw state, local, and federal agencies represented here as volunteers brought these turtles back into their natural habitat after the cold stunning event this weekend.
They're just ready to go,
So if you've never been to a cold stun sea turtle release, here's how it works. Trucks pull up about a dozen feet from the shore, and then volunteers create an assembly line where they carry the turtles from the trucks into the water deep enough where they can swim on their own.
But I feel good. It was nice to get them back out in the water.
And if you're concerned that these guys could be cold stunned again, don't worry.
These animals are typically found in our bay systems, and so today we are releasing them into the Gulf waters, so hopefully they don't make their way back into the bay systems and get restranded.
We'll continue to keep you posted on air and online with any turtle news that we have on Padre Island. I'm your neighborhood news reporter Drew Bishop, Chris 6 News.
Jim Wiles County commissioners are moving forward with the replacement water project for Rancho Alegre. I'm Melissa Trevino, and I'll tell you what this project means to residents who've dealt with this problem for years.
Day of the American Meteorological Society's annual meeting. Wrapped up a week of a lot of information. Feels like I went back to school to learn a whole bunch from industry professionals and researchers across the weather enterprise. It's not just weather, it's things related to weather too, like public health, policy, emergency management, all kinds of really cool things. I learned a lot. I'll bring it back home to you and share it. But let's talk about the forecast back home. Today, lovely day. Corpus Christi definitely made it to those lower 70s. And so let me show you how the summary of the day wrapped up. A cool start, but definitely not as bad as we've seen earlier this week, 37 degrees, but this afternoon, 73. We just swapped those numbers. Now, we didn't see any rainfall, and as I showed you earlier, the drought monitor update could do better. At least we're not seeing maroon on that map. That would mean the worst level of drought across our portion of Texas, but at least we're not seeing that yet. I do have some rain chances in the mix, but we need to catch up. We're more than an inch behind, so 1.115 is not ideal, but perhaps a little bit of rain could help. It's a couple days out, but here's a look at our rain chances. Again, we told you earlier in the week that we were hoping that Friday would yield a little bit of rain. Started to look less impressive, and now I think we're really just not going to expect much from it at all as we head into tomorrow morning. However, look at next week. The middle of next week, we'll likely see some isolated showers around the coastal bend, and this comes from a weather pattern we haven't quite seen in a while. A cold front moving across an interesting section of the mid-U.S. Could help us with those rain chances later this week. So it's something I'm going to keep an eye on. But as far as things back home, we had a couple clouds move in. You'll notice from west to east. That's going to continue to happen as we head into later tonight. So we'll start to see more clouds on Friday. But notice on the map, cold front. That'll be coming to the coastal bend. It's not very strong. It's just going to solidify the 30s in the forecast for our morning forecast the next couple of days. Some neighborhoods will see freezing temperatures. Here in Corpus Christi, we might be safe from some of that. Probably won't see a whole lot of that. But hey, what if you're taking the pup for a walk this evening? Well, it should still be a nice evening. Temperatures won't drop immediately, but we are going to see a cool down. Our dog walking star loves to get out to the beach. Might be a little chilly for the beach, though. We're going to see those temperatures dropping through the 60s to the upper 50s as we head into the overnight. And while we had this beautiful view earlier over at Snoopy's, I think we'll have a little bit less sunny of a view from our CCAC camera out there heading into Friday as some clouds move in. again, a wrinkle of energy upstairs is going to keep clouds in the forecast, the mid-levels, so slightly gloomy. Let's give it to you in a visual. As we head on through the overnight, we're going to be cool tomorrow afternoon, getting back to 61 degrees. So overall, not entirely chilly, but at least for me, this is sweater weather. We'll have pops of sunshine as we go into the afternoon time frame. But let's talk about the wind. It's not going to be overly breezy, but especially as we head into the Friday time frame, the afternoon, evening, winds are going to be picking up a little bit. So for my long-haired friends, might want to bring your hair tie with you to prepare ahead of time. But let's take a look at the 7-day forecast and talk a little more about kind of the changes we're expecting. So cold front comes through late tonight into early tomorrow morning. That is going to bring cooler temperatures, a big part of the weekend forecast. You'll see here some very cold morning temps in the 30s. Not too bad in the afternoon. They'll be looking forward to those rain chances next week.
I'm Melissa Trevino, your neighborhood news reporter in Jim Wells County. County commissioners are moving forward with the replacement water line project in Rancho Alegre with the help of a new grant. Commissioners hope this project can improve infrastructure and reliability for residents.
As long as they don't close all the roads, it's fine, but it's always a good thing to have replacement lines, especially in Rancho Alegre, because we don't get too much work done in this area.
For residents like Erasmo Aguilar Jr., who's lived here for nearly 42 years, the improvements are welcomed.
But if they're just doing like the main lines, I mean, it's a start.
Aguilar believes that this project is an important first step towards solving the problem.
Most of the time, the water's a little cloudy. It's not super clear. I don't think the water's great in this area.
And beyond just the water quality problems caused by having old pipes, residents told me one of the things needed are more fire hydrants, which will be coming in the nearly $400,000 project.
Water lines were always an issue in Rancho Alegre.
George Aguilar, who's the county commissioner of Precinct 1, tells me that work is expected to begin within the next couple of months to replace lines along Rosario and Herrera, and then to connect those lines to Beam Station and Corina.
Those areas that are going to be replaced, which is about 3,300 linear feet, has always been had water leaks, an issue, low pressure, things like that, and no fire protection.
County Commissioner Aguilar hopes this project can put an end to these problems.
These lines have been in the ground for 30 plus years, so that might be releasing some solids into the houses, and maybe with new water lines, all that kind of goes away.
County Commissioner George Aguilar is asking neighbors to be patient with the project, expecting to last about 4 months. In Jim Wells County, I'm Melissa Trevino, your neighborhood news reporter, Press 6 News.
Melissa, thank you. Well, we have an update for some of our neighbors on the south side of Corpus Christi. The Rancho Vista Park Playground is now open. Neighborhood news reporter Tony Jaramillo has been following this story for months, and yesterday the new playground officially opened back up. And over at Seaside Memorial, a tribute was held today to honor one of the most important figures in the fight for civil rights within the Mexican-American community. The American GI Forum organized a special ceremony in honor of Dr. Hector P. Garcia, marking what would have been his 112th birthday. The guest speaker was veteran Ram Chavez, who emphasized the importance of remembering Dr. Hector P. Garcia.
His actions, his impact opened many doors for many communities, for many educators. And so we must continue to turn back and pull someone up.
Dr. Hector P. Garcia's work for veterans and civil rights continues to leave a lasting impact in the community. How are footballs for the Super Bowl made? We'll share the details on this process when we come back.
You're watching Chris 6, part of the Scripps News Group.
Welcome back. Del Mar College is making dental care a little less stressful, at least financially. The college's dental assisting and dental hygiene clinics on the West Campus are offering free teeth cleaning, free x-rays, even a review of your dental history. The number to call to schedule an appointment is 361-698-2854. The dental hygiene clinic is held Monday through Thursday. Well, Super Bowl 60 is just a little more than a week away, but the work on the footballs that will be used in the big games has already started. The footballs were made just one day after the conference championship games and then shipped to the Patriots and Seahawks facilities to be prepped for the game. And if you're wondering where can you watch the game this year, well, it will be right here on Chris 6 next Sunday, February 8th at 5:30 p.m. The Olympic torch relay is continuing on its quest to Milan, with its most recently making it over the ski jump. The Olympic flame is winding through Italy on its way to Milan for its final destination before the start of the 2026 Winter Olympic Games, which will run from February 6th through the 22nd.
All right, let's take one more look at that 7-day forecast because our temperatures are going to be a little bit of a roller coaster situation. Chilly mornings as we head into the weekend. Once again, going to see some 30s, freezing temperatures possible for some neighborhoods. Won't be everybody, but it is going to be chilly. Let's keep on top of that forecast and watch out for the 4 Ps. Afternoons will be nice. We're going to end up in the 50s on Saturday, the 60s on Sunday, and the 70s will be back before you know it. We're also going to keep an eye on a cold front middle of next week that could bring us a decent chance of rain.
Thank you so much. We'll see you here tonight at 6 o'clock. Good night.